Oh, you
Ladies,
did the
welcome to Zelda Speedruns 3, and welcome to the Majora's Mask MoonCrash ADR Tournament 2021. This is Winners Bracket Round 2, and we have AvijoBat with a simple name on deck, and we're gonna have a commentary duo, but Turkenheimer is still racing himself, so for now, we have Keaton, which is still fantastic. So, Keaton, welcome to ZSR3, and please take it away.
Hello, thank you everyone for coming out here today. So, who's ready for some action? Actually, I've seen neither of these runners run before, so it's going to be a pretty fun time to experience how they both play and their skill levels at this. Yeah, we'll be pretty pogged. They've each chosen their character to use in kanji. They're prepping up for the start of the race. Both runners are going to be starting off with a thing commonly known as first cycle. Both the runners are actually off starting right now. The beginning of the game starts off really simple, known as first cycle, and it's cutscene. Basically, is a very long intro cutscene, mimic like things like Wind Waker and many other of the Zelda games, having a very long starting intro cutscene that when you restart and reset runs is unfortunately the most punishing thing about that is the fact you have to go through these long cutscenes again. MM just has a very notoriously long one since we have a bunch chained into like a single segment. Long cutscene time. For any of you who are familiar to this game, you're going to start off with Epona, chilling on through. Immediately out of this cutscene, we're going to see like a lot of like movement, some really simple things that's to start off with, like quick churns, which is basically going to be a unique way of using the MM camera being really awkward, and the fact that you can kind of churn after immediately going and looking forward and start doing a backwalk. There's a lot of cool tech like that that will be used for this segment until we progress and have more items so that we can do a lot more different movement. One of the fastest forms of movement, known as Goron, won't be used in this race because ADR skips getting Goron altogether, which is incredible. So he skipped getting a major song and a major, a like whole mechanic of the game pretty much immediately. Both like really like typically sometimes we'll have people start off a little bit like off of each other, but these two are like very close, like within like 2 seconds. That's sometimes because the race time will kind of lie to you or like tell you to go like a second early or a second late. Not much goes on in the beginning. Like it is straight up just about a 3-minute cutscene, I think. A little bit over 3. Most of these runners have seen this cutscene hundreds of times, so hundreds and hundreds of minutes have been spent in this cutscene alone. Actually, it's probably insane the amount of time that's been spent in a cutscene for like the MM community as a whole. Legitimately is... I cannot imagine the number of how much time has been spent in cutscenes as a community. So both runners are off. We see a very quick back turn from Samp immediately. Both runners have used and abused the mechanic of quick turning already. And they're both going to be off going into a second cutscene. Lucky us for the MM players. It really makes resetting punishing. You got like a taste of the movement and then it's right back into cutscenes. And a lot of other, in some other routes too, you have to farm and hope that you get enough rubies in stuff like 100%. No SRM, you're going to be getting rubies in the beginning. If you don't get enough, typically reset immediately there. These two runners are pretty much going to mirror each other in their movement. We're probably not going to see any different variations of First Cycle. First Cycle has a lot of ways of being the same. There isn't like really many unique ways you can change it up. It's pretty much go to Grandma, make it night, or make it day 3. Go to Scarecrow, make it night. Farm money. Get Fairy. Get magic, be done. Like it's pretty much the same thing every time. There really isn't much uniqueness you can do. We'll pretty much rely on everyone's favorite factor of RNG to see if they have a quicker first cycle or a worse first cycle. We're actually almost out of the beginning segment of absolute cutscene slamming. Once we get through this segment, there will be a lot of cool minor things that you'll see runners do. Techniques that you can perform on Deku Scrub. Deku Scrub's actually not as slow as most people think. It's actually decent movement, very good movement speed, and a back walk. And there's a little cool couple unique techniques. Amazing back churn from Samp. As you saw, that was a little bit faster right there. Already performing super well. Both these runners are. That Sam took there is a little bit faster. Unfortunately, he misses the flower, so he's gonna waste an extra spin there. Up here is gonna be the first little quick skip that you're able to do. Side hopping onto this flower and getting an instant like flower or instant dig into the flower will save you from having that text box that we saw. Avijo. I think that's how they wanted it said, right? Avijo. If anyone knows in chat, please correct me. But they got caught by that text box. That side hop into the dig is pretty much allows you to skip over it. So you're gonna be immediately going to the next major time save, known as HMS on JP with a strong G. Avijo. Is that good? Basically, MM's cutscenes need 2 frames. Like when you say yo-yo. Avijo. Kinda. Cool thing about MM though is it takes two frames for the cutscene to actually start there, so you're able to do one frame pause buffers in order to just skip right past the first cutscene with him. Immediately, as we see, Samp is going straight to Grandma. Immediately going to make him day 3. Go over to Scarecrow. And proceeded on to night 3. This is so that in that small amount of time that they have of 6 hours of in-game time, they do not want to have to wait through the whole entire first cycle segment. They are just trying to plow it all the way through and use the 6 hours they are given to collect the resources they need, like money for bombs, the fairy, magic, all that stuff in that small time period. Move from Samp has been extremely good so far, landing a lot of all these quick back turns, all these things immediately and instantly. That was already in night 3, going to be starting off getting a fairy, going over to collect money right after. Luckily, the guard over on the side of East Clocktown is easily bypassed, even as Deku Scrub, which allows for extremely easy money farm.
And I just joined, hello.
Yo, what's up? Is that you, Turkenheim?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
What did I miss? Exciting first cycle, I see.
Yeah, I know. It's everyone's favorite. They always go the same, typically.
So yeah, the reason why I'm late is I also just had a race, and I almost PB'd. But hey, Majora said no.
You just wrapped up your race. Can I ask who was the winner of it real quick?
Yeah, Kai won. But dude, it was way closer than expected. Like, Kai is a way better player than me, actually, and he had a really, really bad run, and I had a pretty decent run.
Hey, that's just sometimes what goes on in these games. Like, I know for TP that's the case. Some runners you would expect would immediately lose, right? End up taking a win because something goes wrong. These games have like incredibly long time losses for silly mistakes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And oftentimes there are some save strats where if someone messes up one hard thing, a save strat was already better. Like the time save you'd get from a risky strat is just outweighed in a single mistake.
Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. But I mean, if you don't go for any hard strats, then
yeah,
you just keep losing time. Yeah.
You build up the losses. Yeah, you gotta weigh what to go for and what not to.
That is always the question.
So, do you know like Sam's time on the leaderboard? Like, I can't find him on the leaderboard.
I don't know actually. I think he's
his movement is very, very clean. Like he has been landing every back churn like instantly. And I mean, like back churns aren't the hardest thing in this game, but like he definitely seems like he knows his movement though, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's been moving very, very proficiently. Over here, Avijo is like actually like struggling.
Yeah, so
with money.
Avijo, not getting the best RNG. So this is also a problem that I often have. So you can have not the best RNG, but as long as your movement is good enough that you can farm enough of the grass here, you can compensate for it. And yeah, if your movement is worse, then you need good enough RNG.
Yeah, as we can see, there's already a pretty big lead between these two. And that's just off of movement alone. For cycle movement, like, Samp has actually just been doing extremely well. He did, if you're wondering, he did get, both of them got HMS, which is pretty obvious because of times, because they'd all be about a good minute behind if they weren't.
Dude, I failed HMS in my race.
Oh, no.
And That would have been the difference.
That's insane. That's insane that you went that close, though. I mean, congrats doing such a good job in your race. I'm sorry it couldn't get restreamed.
Yeah, that's not the worst in my opinion. I mean, as long as we get some races restreamed. I got my first race restreamed.
Are you now out of the tournament?
No, this was. I'm in the losers bracket now.
Oh, now you're in the. Okay,
one win,
now
one
you're in
lose,
the losers bracket. So there's gonna be one more. Hopefully that will get restreamed. A lot of times, a lot of us are gonna try to make sure these are restreamed, but it looks like we've been dry on commentators just recently, like the last 2 days.
So Avijo's time is 1:46. Where is the sample? Yeah, not on the leaderboard, but I would guess.
Yeah, I found the
1:35. It's just my guess.
At 135, I mean, he's moving.
Something
he's
like that.
moving really well.
Well, the thing also is, I don't know if he grinded it. Maybe it's a little bit better. I don't know. But I've seen many top players who didn't have the best times just simply because they had not grinded this category that much. But I don't know how much Samp grinded this.
This tournament is known as MoonCrash. This is trying to become like an annual tournament for the Majora's Mask community, which we do a big tournament featuring the community members all come together to race on the ZSR channel. This is the first one, and it's being done in the category of ADR. All dungeons restricted, which if you want in a second, Turgenheimer, because I know you know it better than me, you can explain what ADR is and what it means for the restricted part.
Sorry, I was distracted. ADR rules, yeah. So there are basically right now it's 4 glitches that are banned. So there's index swap, equip swap, text overflow, and stale reference manipulation. So index swap is that glitch where you hit the hidden owl and then you can basically warp to any owl statue even though you haven't hit any of the others. So that one is banned, so we have to do a lot of general overworld movement. Then equip swap usually allows us to duplicate the eggs, the Zora eggs, so we only need to collect 1 Zora egg with equip swap, and that's enough to get New Wave Bossa Nova. So that is banned, so that means we have to collect all 7 eggs and also get to see a lot of Pirate's Fortress, which is really cool in my opinion. Yeah, then text overflow is that glitch that lets you access the debug menu. Debug menu in general is banned in anything but any %, so yeah.
I mean, it's definitely interesting to see.
Yeah, there's no other use for text overflow right now, but technically there could be. And yeah, SRM is the most powerful glitch in the game, which allows you to manipulate actor data, and which can result in really powerful things like wrong warping, just glitching any item with from a chest, for example, or in the most extreme case, arbitrary code execution, which essentially allows you to do anything. So that is also banned. So yeah, these are what I like to call the 4 big glitches for Majora's Mask. What currently is allowed is GIM, or get item manipulation, which you can in theory use to get light arrows from not source. But yeah, this is as far as timing has gone. I don't think it has properly been timed, but it is most likely slower anyway.
Thank you for the explanation. That was really good. To explaining what this category can and can't do. I was I know the general gist of it, but I'm still new to a lot of these things and what they can do.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Mm-hmm.
You got the knowledge. You've been in the community for a good long time, haven't you?
Since 2018.
Oh,
actually,
wow, so
it's quite funny. I didn't even know what speedrunning was at the beginning of 2018, and then once I discovered it, I was hooked instantly. So
it can be quite addicting immediately.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all what happened.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, maybe we can talk a little bit about what's going on stream. So yeah, players have
Wow.
skipped a long side quest where you actually are supposed to do a lot of things like bomber kit, playing hide and seek, and getting moons tier, and yeah, getting access to the deck of flower. You could skip all of that with a trick called Gainer, which allows you to jump up to the clock tower. And yeah, then they just got Ocarina, played Song of Time, and saved and reset the game to skip another cutscene.
Yep, it's a major reason why people are able to completely ignore most of like the timing, why we're able to immediately skip to day 3, night 3 through Grandma and Scarecrow and not have to worry because we
Yeah.
don't have to do anything. All we gotta really do is we spend that time collecting money to set us up for next site or for the second cycle. We're gonna use that money to buy bomb bag, shoes, bombs, ECT, ECT.
Yeah, if we had to do all of that side quest, I don't know if in-game time would be sufficient. It would be pretty tight. I mean, we could maybe skip the rupee farming. I didn't even see, did Avijo get 90? If he didn't, then I guess
He
still...
did. I do believe
yeah.
he did get 90. I do
Ah,
believe
yeah.
he did get
So
90.
yeah, depending on yeah, how late you are or how late you would be to the clock tower if you go deposit the rupees, it can be worth to just skip that and get silver rupee now in second cycle. Yeah, with optimal movement, I think it only loses about 8 seconds. Surprisingly, because
That's crazy.
yeah, depositing rupees actually takes quite a while. Depositing and withdrawing them.
I mean, yeah, but you guys do a lot of like. I mean, the big thing is that when the ruby farm is being done, it's during time that it's already going to be weighted, so it's already like time you're gonna have to spend
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you rather stand in the clock tower where you farm rubies, right? And so the only time that you really have to count for is the load zones and
Yeah.
how long those take, followed by which can matter in case you're really unlucky and you reload through grotto because that will lose you more time because you have to enter grotto, exit grotto. That's a good amount more rare though. I've seen in ADR. You definitely aren't doing like grotto resetting all too often. You have to get some really bad luck to like.
Yeah, I usually don't. I don't think that's worth it. I sometimes do that on accident because on my TV, I don't know. I cannot figure out settings that make it more visible, but my TV is really dark, and the grotto on the dark green grass at night is almost invisible.
Oh
And
my
I
god.
sometimes miss it and just go in there by accident. Really
It's an
stupid.
actual black hole to you. Just end up falling and you're like, what happened? You're like, oh wait.
Yeah. But yeah, Silver Rupee is the same amount of loading zones. So it's just, yeah, extra movement. And yeah.
Extra movement and it's being spent during the time that like time is ticking now. It's not
Yeah,
like
well,
this isn't free time.
I mean, in-game time in this category doesn't really matter. As long as you are not extremely slow. Like a beginner can maybe go so slow that they will arrive at Pirate's Fortress when it's already day 2, because you want it to be night in Pirate's Fortress.
Yep, it's in order to decrease their vision and allows
Yeah.
you to like allows you to perform a lot more stuff in Pirate's Fortress. Makes that movement extremely good.
Yeah. I think what I should explain about why the banker is actually not so much faster, or why the banker loses so much time, is because talking to the banker also freezes the time. So yeah, you actually want in-game time to pass during first cycle all the time if possible. So yeah, talking to the banker is, because of that, actually not that much faster.
Yeah, followed by that, her text box is also really, really awkward.
Dude,
And navigating her menu is actually painful at times.
Yeah.
Like,
So I have done a really stupid mistake until very recently. I wasn't quite paying attention to that the text box in Japanese, the text boxes of the banker are really different on Japanese compared to English. And I just did the same mashing. On Japanese, you can just press B for the first part of the text. On English, he only has like text boxes that you have to skip through one by one. So it's really weird.
Yeah, for me, playing priority of my time is on English, and man, that text box on English is so awkward to deal with. But I mean, both of them are awkward to deal with.
Yeah.
Followed by if you overmash, you could lose a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because that final text box of like I know I know they do in Japanese, but that final text box of so in English, if you hit B and then A, you immediately put in 0 rubies, and now you're stuck, and you got to go through it again.
Yeah, and that can easily lose 10 seconds or more.
It's crazy how much time just their text boxes, because then they're gonna bring up an extra text prompt that's like, what do you mean you're not giving me any rubies, you're giving me 0? What is this? Come back when you have more, or something like that. And then it's like, oh, go through it all again.
Okay, so
good job to Sam getting the so right there they do, you guys do a time stop after having Macau, like right before getting Macau onto the sand. And basically what you do is that time stop allows you to push him up there and go enter a load zone and come back into here, and it skips the whole animation of him walking, which is extraordinarily slow. It is painfully slow, and it's kind of
yeah.
I still don't understand, like, doing this whole setup of like using a bomb, doing time stop, going over to load zone is genuinely faster.
Yeah.
If done optimally.
Yeah, if done optimally. Honestly, it's not that easy to do optimally. I personally don't go for it. When I first started this category, I always attempted it, but then I realized, dude, you are not even close to the level where this should be of your concern, and I always lost like 15 seconds or more.
I mean, like most people who like you need the A be getting position right, like a lot of top runners. Like I've been lucky. I've gotten to see very top runners like Pope and a few others, right? And how they're able to perform that, and like definitely that movement is not easy. Yeah, that movement is not easy, but they're able to immediately react to how their camera is, get the back walk all the way into the load zone, come back out of it, and then immediately hess over to it, and then slide, and then use Ocarina right as they hit the point where they can. And it's like, okay, now that saves time. But that is not an easy set of movements.
And also, it's two extra bombs, so if you want to play it safe, that's also one more reason to skip it.
That probably helps a lot with bomb count, because I know in this route, bomb count is actually pretty tight, not as tight as others.
If you do optimal strats, it is tight. If you are a beginner, there are so many optional bomb drops actually.
There's a lot of friendly bomb drops around that you can go for.
For example, just after you deposited the axe from Pinnacle Rock, I've seen many top runners don't even get the bomb drop beyond the lap, even though it's maybe 3-4 seconds slower, or maybe 5 seconds, I don't know, to get that. But yeah, as a beginner, those 5 seconds for safety bomb drops is not that bad. Oh, Sample missed the dive to the platform, which is really stupid on Japanese, because on Japanese the platform is a little bit higher than on English. Yeah, so
you're not able to climb it.
You cannot simply climb it now. I think it's not even technically climbable, but for sure you cannot just, like on English, you just swim against it and just climb it. That's definitely not possible. So you need to dolphin dive up there.
Yep. Huge things between English and Japanese too. Both the games are almost completely different from each other.
Well, almost completely different. It's still the same game.
It's the same game, but in terms of speedrun terms, the amount of things that are changed is.
So in Ocarina of Time, for example, the big differences are between 1.1 and 1.2 mostly. So, or 1.1. What did I say? 1.0. So the versions for N64, and then 1.2 works on VC, which has some exclusive things. So in this game, almost all the categories until 2 years ago, all the categories have always been run on Wii, and the difference was just between those versions. Where in Ocarina of Time there is no difference between English and Japanese, except that the text on English is incredibly slow. But yeah, glitch-wise and other stuff like we just saw that platform just being higher or lower depending on the version. That's the kind of difference that doesn't exist in Ocarina of Time.
Not only that, but like even down to the base Zora swimming is different. The movement, how it feels, what you can do with Zora swimming is different.
Yeah.
And that's a major thing. That's the difference. Postman's a huge difference between the two, because apparently they wanted Japanese kids to just like have a calculator in their mind that can always run time.
That's just messed up. I think we should explain alternative exit here. So both runners go to this fairy fountain here. In this game, all the fairy fountains are on the same map. So there are 5 fairy fountains, 1 for each dungeon, and then the Clock Town one. And yeah, what the runners are doing here, go into the Great Bay Fairy Fountain and do an hover out of bounds. And go right into where the Icana Fairy Fountain normally is. I mean, it's unloaded, but you could see on sample screen that it turned yellow. So the background color is just based on your coordinates. So yeah, you could see that he was apparently already in the Icana region. And yeah, that's how he got to Icana.
Poor guy got chased down by the Quay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all on a grid with each other where it's like from right to left, right? Clock Town being the rightmost, Icana being the leftmost.
Exactly. And yeah, surprisingly in order, which isn't that
from a developer standpoint, it doesn't
surprising. You might be always it's always so weird when some stuff like that is not in order, but it regularly happens. For some reason.
Oh, well, where things aren't in order, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's the case even is that the one in the middle, which is Snowhead, even is from the coordinates perspective, is in the middle. Like the origin is even in the middle. It's not even that they started building one, like the Clock Town one, in the middle of the map and then went to the left or to the right. Like this is probably a really stupid thing to be so surprised about by me, but I am honestly surprised.
I know, I get you mean. Typically, they'd have the starting one as the middle one, right? So Clock Town, you assume Clock Town is your starting base one, is the first one you'd see, right? So you're thinking that's the first one they build. Yeah, apparently, Clock Town is the rightmost, and then Snowhead, the third one, is actually in the middle.
Yeah.
In a lot of games, they would not do that. I think even for grottos, so there's also between the grottos, all grottos are connected with each other too. Like that order is weirder.
The grottos, there is not really any pattern that you could build them in that would make sense, since they're all very different and stuff like that. But
they're all pretty unique. They're unique shaped. They're all different with what they do.
Okay, so the runners, they went to Icana. In Icana, fortunately, you can just get to the swamp by swimming down the waterfall. And now the runners, Sample already got his red potion. Avijo is getting it now. And then, the way to go is to Deku Palace to get Sonata of Awakening. And honestly, the movement here, I mean, most of it is not too hard, but this is just a really cool general movement section, in my opinion, where, nothing is too hard, but you can still lose several seconds by
none of this area is too hard. Like I was able to pick like this backflip segment isn't that bad if you know how to do Aishi into bomb hovers.
This hover here is actually pretty tricky in Deku Palace. The time
this hop is awkward
Yeah.
but it isn't too bad. It's just mainly because the camera makes it a pain.
Yeah.
Him missing that spin is super like that. That's unfortunately just how it goes with that platform.
If you mess that up, you can also lose quite a lot of time. And then there's this backup where you go on the door frame, which, of course, if you need it, it never works. That's a law.
That's the only one. That's the one I'm used to doing. So that one's really not that bad. Both of them are like pretty easy to pick up, but to do efficiently are a bit rough.
Yeah, it's always, I don't know, for me it always stops working when it's important. In practice, oh yeah, of course this works.
For rando and tourneys and stuff like that, that's the only one they allow.
The door frame one, yeah. Actually, there's a really obscure rando strat. So damage boosting is not allowed, but what is allowed is ground jumping. And you can do a ground jump and jump slash onto those fences.
Really?
So the fence where they did the hover on. It's pretty funny that a glitch like ground jump, which is usually so useless, actually is useful in rando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird things are allowed in rando. Weird things are allowed and weird things aren't allowed.
It's pretty cool actually.
That's something that I like a lot is that Avijo has just like drink the red potion right now. Because Deku has like the fastest drinking animation, we're pretty sure, right? Like I don't know if there's actual math and timing on it, but like Deku drinks that so quickly.
As far as I know, so Sample did not drink his potion yet, and therefore still has Zora mask equipped. And as Zora, you could do this jump here onto where the Deku flower is, far more to the left, which then again saves time. So I think it was timed to be 2 seconds faster even. So yeah, not drinking potion as Deku there is actually slower, optimally. But yeah, I personally always drink my red potion there just in case I got crit health and something so that I don't have to do the following part in crit health. So I'm just sticking to that.
Yeah, nothing in this game is full of crit health because crit health comes with a thing that's like, how do you guys call the camera? It's like
dunk walk or something. Yeah.
It's weird, but the camera can be affected by being in critical health. And it definitely can mess you up in the weirdest ways at the worst times.
Yeah. So if you have that crit walk, if you just hold forward to walk, you just move left and right. You don't walk in a straight line. So if you target, then you walk in a straight line again. But that's not always possible. Sometimes you have to do movement untargeted.
Yeah, like right here, how Samba's doing this movement here. You could not do this fully targeting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't actually know how if it affects spins. I don't know actually.
I just figured that the Tattle just has a super long reach over there. Tattle will like lock on to the enemy immediately, and that will slow you down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, during Deku spins, you cannot target. If you spin, you untarget automatically.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
I mean, it's still the main reason is why crit walk is bad in this section is that jump from the lily pad up to I don't know what that part is called, like to the upper Deku flower. Okay, so here
onto the ledge up onto the big flower for the Deku flower there.
Yeah. So Samp is doing ESS duping here. So he only had one bottle, but if you have some unusable item, like for example, stick and nuts, without having any ammo, then you can do ESS shuffle. So you just hold outside of the center of the control stick, just so that Link turns, but he doesn't walk yet. And when he's doing that shuffling animation, you can press the bottle item of something you just caught. So he caught a fairy there. So you press that fairy, and a frame later yeah, stick or Deku Nut, and by that you can just dupe yet another bottle over that item slot.
Yep, and he also nailed the cutscene skip there, followed by Avijo and Sam did a little bit different movement going up here. Avijo opting to shoot and kill.
Yeah, it's
little-
Avijo. Guys, I
think I don't know.
Spanish? No, Spanish. Mexican.
Yes.
Yeah, then it's probably Avijo. I had
Sam unfortunately just got caught by the mist.
Yeah, the again. So yeah, here's kind of what do you call it? Labyrinth or like there's a path that you have to know, and optimally you do dolphin diving there because dolphin diving is faster than regular swimming. But yeah, it can also make it really tricky. Avoid it again.
Yeah, you cannot see the signs, and like the signs are kind of an integral part to being able to navigate. You use the signs in the casual game to like be able to navigate your way. Doing it with the dolphin diving is just really, really rough.
Yeah,
he gets caught by it again. He should really opt for like going down early.
Yeah.
He could definitely get the first turn. Like this is already saving him a bit of time doing this, but he could go back down now.
Yeah. The stupid thing is the longest section in the end, that's 5 dolphin dives, which is quite a lot. And you don't actually want to not do them. But they are also then the part where you mostly mess up. So, yeah. I always try to get a good position, but most of the times I realize when the position is bad, and then I cancel the diving and swim down to see the signs. Actually, on VVC, during the daytime, you can actually see the signs from above. I've always been so bad that I got here when it was already night. And I could not see the signs at all. And once I practiced this during the day, I realized, what? You can see the signs? That's so unfair. It's so much easier.
I still like how you can essentially skip the final sign there too and just swim right in after you get to the end portion, the diagonal. It's unfortunate. I think that is genuinely one of the biggest time losses we've seen Sam get was those getting hit by the load zone there and being put back.
Yeah, they are almost even now again.
Yeah, that genuinely put them a lot closer to each other.
Okay, yeah, so Sam is doing a trick called Ocarina Items here, which is essentially the same as the bottle looping we saw earlier, except that this time he does it with a usable item. So earlier he did it with sticks or nuts, where he didn't have ammo, so he could not use it. And now he used it with his B button, which is, Zora Fin Slash. And yeah, that's a usable item, so he gets Ocarina items. Normally you cannot play Ocarina underwater, so this trick is really important here. Without this trick he would need to swim all the way back. That's of course a lot slower.
I find it interesting that they didn't allow for Ocarina to be played underwater as like a Zora.
On 3DS they changed it.
What, to where you can?
Yeah, you can.
And
I mean, why wouldn't you?
And like it genuinely works perfect. Like when you see how it works, like underwater, it like actually looks perfect. It looks like it's a completed mechanic. The bubbles are still going as you're soaring out. Like done.
Yeah,
it's kind of incredible that it's kind of just there, but not actually put in the game.
Who knows? Maybe if you can use the Ocarina normally, I don't know. So the thing is, we are not exactly playing Ocarina normally. We still need to set it up with standing on the ground and doing ESS shuffle, and who knows, maybe if you can just play it normally, maybe there's some glitch involved with it. I don't know.
That really sucks for Sam there. He dropped his, I cannot remember what that technique is called.
It's like super swim.
Yeah, it's super swimming through. Oh wow, what a fun
the jump
name.
slash. Or So that's the Zora super swim. There's also the normal Z targeting Super Swim that also exists in Ocarina of Time. But yeah, generally in Majora's Mask, the Zora Super Swim is mostly better.
It'd be cool you get off of walls and stuff like that off of hitting things like using the Zora jump attack followed by like normal jump attacks or sword hits. It's kind of incredible that we're able to use that in so many different ways in this game. I know sword slashes are literally used in most of the games for like movement and perfecting tight and precise movement. They have really gotten close to each other.
Yeah,
We're gonna come up to a mega flip that's...
Yeah, really close. Yeah, fortunately, hovering and mega flipping exists, so we can just skip the entire sewer section here. And also for the sewer, we would need Goron Mask. We will not see Goron Mask in this run, because getting it is really slow. And also not required.
Yeah, it's very, very slow in a category that does not have SRM.
Yeah,
in a couple,
with SRM,
in a couple of the other categories, I know you can wrong warp into the end of the cutscene, which makes it not that bad.
Yeah, if you want to get it from source, if you don't even need the source, then you can just get it from chest SRM.
Yeah.
Actually, if you only want Goron Mask, probably wrong warping into it is probably faster. I don't know.
It's an interesting question. As we saw there, he was able to enter. Sam was able to enter this room with the guard unnoticing him. That's because it's nighttime and the guard's vision is just genuinely, even if they're inside, it's worse. They're able to just come right in.
Yeah, even though there's actually light on here, which, doesn't make much sense.
And then, you want to explain the trick that he just performed there with the side up with the bomb?
The long jump, yeah. So, it's a pretty precise setup for that long jump, but basically, you just walk at the edge of the chest and then get hit by a bomb. The bomb gives you a lot of speed for a short amount of time, which then results in a pretty huge jump. And because the vision of the guards is so bad, that's even though you're jumping exactly in front of one of the guards, you still get past that unnoticed.
Yep, it's very precise though, because if you mess up a little bit of the movement there, she will see you. Which is the rough part about that trick. Sam doing very good movement there.
Yeah, Avijo also failed it once, unfortunately, or he accidentally threw the bomb.
Recovers smoothly though.
Yeah. And once you fail that setup, the bomb that he threw would not even have an issue if it wasn't for the time he already lost. Like he needs all the time he has, or else the guards will move into places where they then will catch you. So he needed to reset the entire room.
It's a very precise window in which you can actually get the jump. Surprisingly enough, it looks a little awkward. None of our runners have actually completed a single dungeon, right? And you're like, well, this is all dungeons. What are they doing?
Oh yeah, and it's pretty much one of those.
It's pretty much setting up for. So my third just was done. It's setting up for this whole entire adventure where we're pretty much just going to be dungeon rushing over and over and over again.
Yeah. So there's actually there has been a route idea where you would have done Woodfall Temple. Earlier when we were just there, so we would not even have hit the Woodfall Temple owl. Or actually, we would have hit the owl to Sora later back for Lullaby skip, but otherwise, you can just do Woodfall Temple there. But it turned out to be slower because of a few things.
Few things missing, hookshot not being there.
Hookshots doesn't save that much. The main thing is there's a cutscene if Woodfall is the first dungeon.
Yep, and we do a cutscene skip, soaring out, right? And that's the main time loss.
I mean,
it's faster soar away and come back later.
Yeah. So you would get the cutscene skip at Gaiok, but that one is not. That long. So we will not see the cutscene skip for Gaiok because we don't have the bow when we go into Great Bay Temple. But it's kind of a trade, and it was just time to be faster to do Great Bay Temple first.
Both these people using the fish dupe here.
Yeah. Yet again, another ESS dupe.
Yep. System was found to be faster. There's another one, right, that was used prior, but I may have just seen fish dupe.
Yeah, before. Oh, you mean with the bugs?
Yep.
Yeah, that was just also time to be slower. So you would have gotten a bug before you go to Pirate's Fortress, but it would have been it was a lot of extra movement. And there's a fish that is only possible to catch on the Japanese version. On English they changed it, but on one of the tanks, if you paid attention earlier, there's a fish you can catch.
I was surprised because I didn't know you could catch fish in those tanks. Because I don't think in English
normally you
can,
cannot.
Right?
Normally all of these fish are fake, but yeah, for some reason they put a fish there that is not fake, and it's usually it's really annoying. There have been routes where you're where it was the last water tank you go into. So wait, no, that wasn't really. I don't even remember why it was so bad. But yeah, there was. If you caught that fish, it lost really much time. I think I don't remember, or maybe I think I'm actually confusing two things. But you don't want to catch that fish in most categories. Like for example, glitchless. It's just annoying time loss. I think this is probably.
You can get in the way.
This is maybe the first time this fish is even useful. I don't know.
But from being a bad fish to a useful fish.
Yeah, from being a bad fish, like it has always been just an annoying thing you wanted to avoid. And
yeah,
I don't know
if you get it instead of the egg, you just lost time.
Yeah. Well, you can stand in a specific spot to assure that you get the egg. Yeah, just don't fail for it. And yeah, Avijo, I'm always saying it wrong, I think. Try to do Ocarina items just to play Ocarina in the tank again. Unfortunately got hit by the clam. And meanwhile, Sam already got all the eggs and...
Yep, and has skipped that cutscene right there of the animation of the song. Which is kind of funny because in Rando, that's a soft lock.
Yeah.
You don't get the song.
Or did they not fix it? Or
that might be fixed. I don't know. But I know there's like, you have basically, there, like we talked about before HMS, there's two cutscenes or there's 2 frames before a cutscene plays, right? And so you can put in 1 frame of movement before it actually happens. Yeah, no, it's funny. Even if you be attacked during that, you don't get the song in Rando.
For this cutscene, or for the Bossa Nova cutscene skip, you actually have, I think, 4 frames. It's a much bigger window here.
Oh wow, that's kind of nice. But I know that cutscene skip is very awkward and hard to perform.
Yeah, the turtle cutscene skip, that Sam just did.
Yep, Sam just did very perfect at executing how to do it right. There's a second cutscene skip that's coming up here. If he goes for it. She is going for it. So he removes the time stop, and then he side hops in to skip it too. All right, Sam, performing like a king today. Sam and some of these hard tricks immediately. Those are 2 back-to-back very difficult tricks, aren't they?
Yeah. You can lose so much time, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's actually one of the first time I've seen someone get the second one.
If I fail the first one, I usually don't go for the second one, since I haven't even watched the Zora Hall cutscene yet. But yeah. So yeah, Sam is in Great Bay Temple, And there is conveniently equipped just in the first room. That also is located not too far away from the loading zone to the boss. So you can just recoil flip down to the boss loading zone, and yeah, that was the entire dungeon.
Yeah. It's kind of
Hooray.
nice. We call it a
Yeah.
boss key skip, but it's pretty much a full-on temple skip. Everything is skipped in this temple.
It's so boring, honestly. I really
Oh, I
like
thought we-
Great Bay Temple in other categories.
I think its movement is very cool. It actually has really fun movement compared
Yeah.
to a lot of other dungeons. I
fun
prefer this one over
And
most.
it can be really frustrating because it's also it's the hardest dungeon usually.
Yeah, it is. I've seen
just-
Hundo literally has a lot of extra stuff that's piled into it to collect the fairies and the movement that they have to do.
Yeah. Also in glitchless without the fairies, it's really tricky.
But with Georg here in English, you're able to do a much easier trick, which is like sinking down with B and holding it right. In Japanese, though, you're not actually able to sink and have like the invincibility beam. So having to go about it a different way by swimming like directly, swimming kind of precisely to make sure that they get the hit. Oh wow. Fortunately did not get that.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty difficult to hit Georg with a hook shot, isn't it?
It's super stupid, depending on where Gaiok starts charging at you. If his position is
got
further
full
away,
robot
then
on
it's...
us right now.
But, please? What? So he's... Yeah, if Gaiok is too close to you, then it's really hard to time with hookshot.
Alright, there we go. You're back. You were full robot there for a little bit.
Ah, dang.
The correct way you say a vehicle is using the I like yo-yo.
Yo, yo. Oh, it's Avio.
Something that he...
Like, So yeah, the Sam is watching Oath to Order cutscene. We need to watch this cutscene to learn the Oath to Order. There is actually a way to skip this. But yeah, in this category, we need to go to the moon later, and there's another way to get this song.
Yeah, but since SRM is banned, you are not able to do tricks known as Moonwarp, which means this song is hard mandatory.
Yeah.
There's no other way to get into the moon casually without SRM. Even with other glitches, there's no other way other than SRM Moonwarp.
Yeah, well, actually, there's text overflow.
Oh, okay, yeah, you've got
well.
me there. I do not know much about text overflow. That is
Yeah,
probably the
well,
thing I know.
essentially, you know debug menu, right? So you can give yourself Oath to Order with debug menu.
Oh, you mean that way? Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
actually,
well,
yeah, I do understand.
Let's not think about that, though.
You know, it's not too bad of a cutscene either. I actually didn't mind this one, or I don't mind this one. All the other ones that people are they're going to be skipping all the way through. Doing another thing known as Song of Time Storage.
Yeah, that's something we will see for the other 3 dungeons. So yeah, one last cutscene, or one last big cutscene here is pretty nice. For a little break. I think this is the last big cutscene. Well, until
yeah, the giant cutscene is you can pretty much you get a nice bathroom break there. It's a really nice one. It's like right before the final fight.
That's the longest cutscene later.
How long is it? Is it 4 minutes?
No, I never paid attention that much. 4 or 5 minutes.
It's a fat one. It's the only thing that competes with the beginning intro.
Yeah. And I mean, it's the longest cutscene where you don't have to mesh any text. Or the
Yeah.
longest section without text meshing. I think. So yeah, here's already a little advantage of having hookshot in Woodfall Temple. You can just hookshot these torches. Without that, you would need to, first need to take a Deku Flower and then need to do a hover plus Mega Flip to one of the torches.
Yeah, but the hookshot, you're able to nicely just hookshot to the torch. It's very convenient. Jump slash up. It's good movement.
Yeah, also for beginners. Yeah, for beginners, you even have the option to get the bomb drop that is on the lower platform. So you can just jump down to the bombs and then hookshot the torch from.
That's actually such a quick. That's a really quick bomb drop too. You're able to get that very quick.
Even a quicker bomb drop is after you killed Gaiok, when you're at Zora Cape again. But if you want both, then you can also get the one here.
It makes it's kind of nice, though. I still think that this route, like, there is a lot of beginner friendly stuff in this route. I mean, this route is definitely not very beginner friendly overall. To be fair, I feel like most of MM isn't beginner friendly.
Yeah, maybe kind of.
There's a good amount of there's a lot of stuff you have to learn for this route, or for most routes in MM, period, and just getting understanding of bomb tricks, timings, stuff like that. It will take a lot of time.
Yeah, so Sample just did Song of Time storage there, did an Ocarina dive as Zora, and yeah, played Song of Time and then voided out. So yeah, Song of Time is stored, and now here's the Woodfall Bosky skip, which probably is the hardest trick, unless maybe the runners do left side Stone Tower Temple. But if you don't do left side Stone Tower Temple, this is the hardest trick for sure, actually. And 3 Mega Flip method.
VC version of MM without the darker effect. I mean, with the bright.
I
didn't realize there's a darker.
So on Wii U, it's a lot darker, and I don't think this is darker. NTSC is darker than PAL. So PAL is the European version, and that's also, I think, why I have that issue with a darker screen or a TV that's somehow it's made for NTSC, I think.
Samp literally destroying the fight there. So is it known, is it better to actually go for the quick spins there?
Yeah, the quick spins are faster. It might not seem like it, but yeah, you do 2 damage with one of the steps at a time, and the spins, I think it's 4 hits per spin.
Yeah, you get 4 hits, and even though they do less damage, you're still getting more hits.
Yeah, 4 hits, so it's 4 single hits and the jump slash. Did we explain power crouch stabs?
No, we have not. So very simplistically, crouch stabs will mimic whatever your last slash was. So if you do a jump slash and then you start doing crouch stabs, your crouch stabs will have the damage of a jump slash pretty much. So how many of the fights will be approached is first using a jump slash and then going into crouch stabs, because they're a very quick method of being able to do the same exact damage.
Yeah.
And they don't move you, which is nice.
Also, Deku Sticks actually deal more damage. So the base damage of Deku Sticks is 2. So with the jump slash of Deku Sticks, that's 4 damage. Odawa is actually immune to Deku Sticks. That's why you cannot do that. You have to just...
He's immune to Deku Sticks? I had absolutely no clue.
Yeah.
He's immune to Deku Sticks.
Yeah, he is.
That's
if he wasn't, then you would only need 5 hits. And then you will also get a new Deku Stick already when you go into Great Bay Temple and into Woodfall Temple.
Because there's a drop right there in the pot. What's crazy too is that for Majora, it would actually be pretty brutal. You'd have to pretty much double the amount of hits you have to do on Wrath phase without the stick, and being able to power crouch tabs with the
Still, on
stick.
Japanese, it's still not too bad. You would need 20 instead of 10. I think there even was a route at some point that had to do that. Yeah, when
Yeah, there are.
it was on Japanese still, but on
English.
yeah, it was on Japanese, but it was already with equip swaps, so people could preserve their explosives. So what we will see later in this run is runners will have to farm some stuff in Termina Field before going to the moon. And since you have to farm bombs anyway, you can also get a Deku Stick. But yeah, if you don't have to do that, you go without Deku Stick. And then on English, power crouch steps don't exist anymore, so yeah, it is even worse. You have to do jump slash with jump slash cancel.
Yeah, I mean, jump slash canceling isn't all too bad. It's just a lot harder to perform.
It's pretty hard,
Correctly.
if you ask me.
It's just a thing of like, I could see so many of like the runners being able to pick that up. It just takes time for.
Yeah, I mean, I have not practiced it in.
Yeah, I mean, you mainly do routes that are in Japanese, right? So.
Nowadays, yeah. Or well, there's the category that currently is known as All Dungeons Standard. That still runs on English because of a lullaby skip, which we are also going to see now. Well, we are seeing the Japanese version. The English version is pretty different. But yeah, Samp is doing another alternative exit here. Just to Snowhead. And now needs to get ISG. ISG prevents him to fall off this ledge here, so needs to get lucky now with the super slide.
Very good bomb there.
Yeah. Television less darker. If I'm not mistaken, yes, it should be brighter. At least if I play PAL, I always have to turn down the brightness again because it's way brighter than NTSC. Oh no, Aviro or Avio getting the day transition here. That could have been really bad. But yeah, he waited there.
Yeah, Sam actually performing this super well. Getting lullaby skip very, very cleanly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not having the worst RNG and win, I don't think he's had the best either, but he's played it very safe and done well.
Yeah, what almost happened there to Avio is you need to activate your song storage, which you can do by just bringing up any text. So what you usually do is pausing and read the text on one of the items. But you cannot pause during a day transition. And yeah, Avio just got day transition in just the wrong moment. So you had to delay. I had to delay killing Odolwa. Because you need to bring it up to kill Odolwa.
I still can't believe that you guys get action swap off of that.
Wait. Oh, I've not seen that before. I always just void here. That's actually an interesting strat. I was thinking, what is Sam doing?
Man, he's doing some crazy movement. Like he is definitely showed off some really, really impressive stuff today.
Yeah, so optimally you want to get a trick called Action Swap there. That allows you to shoot glitched arrows that are flamed and can melt the ice, and then you go to the main room instantly. But yeah, sometimes you fail it, so...
Yeah, it happens. There isn't much you can do if it fails.
Yeah, the backup is...
You literally don't. You only have the one title text to get it off of. And that's pretty hard.
Yeah, yeah. There's no backup to retry it.
He misses the one frame there, which is
Yeah, so
unfortunate.
failed ISG, and there's actually a better alternative. You can, so you need to do 6 damage, which is 1 jump slash with Deku Stick and 1 jump slash with Sword. And jump slash, the time window is bigger.
It is actually huge, the amount of
Yeah.
active frames your sword has during that phase, and because of that ledge, if you actually line it up well, it will it is pretty much it's almost impossible to miss hitting him if you do it. There's a big window to hit it,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I think like 3 frames. Or
Yeah.
so yeah, if you fail it like Sam did there, you probably want to do jump slashes. Like you only need Deku Stick once. So you can just place it.
So you guys fall here and catch yourselves with a chew in order to prevent having the song complete, right? So you can get the song of time storage. Because
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
if you did it too high up, you wouldn't have the time.
Yeah.
Or you would it would complete the song and that would mess it up.
Well, you are pretty much never too high that you can play the song too fast. That usually doesn't happen. But yeah, in theory,
it's amazing.
Yeah, this is a pretty neat thing. It's not really that hard, but yeah, you just need to angle that in that corner.
It just makes it look so seamless. Bring your shoes to get over here. Wow, that is an interesting way of doing that. I have not seen that.
Everybody has their own way of doing this Bosky skip here.
Dude, I just dislike this Bosky skip. He's going to need to be careful with his explosive count here.
Once you figure it out, it's not too bad. 2 more.
Yeah, for a true recoil.
There we go.
Amazing. I know recently I've fallen in love with the whole lining up using the icicle and then going through. Though I think that one's
I used to do that. But I don't know. I don't even know why what I'm doing right now is so much more consistent than what I used to do. But I just shield turn now with diagonals, which is usually something I barely ever do anywhere, because I hate diagonal setups because it's so inconsistent. Alright, Avio also getting in there. So yeah, if you played this game casually, you might remember the goat fight as Goron just rolling around the arena, which is, compared to what the runners are doing here, incredibly slow. It would even be faster to just use bow and just shoot at goats. Yeah, casually, just standing on the wall. That would already be faster than using Goron.
Yeah, it's just because of the damage difference. Yeah. The arrows always do 2 damage.
Yeah, and Avio got the what's it called? The action swap. So we get to see it here. Or we get to see what comes now. I don't know the setup. Everybody has their own setup here.
Oh, for this thing? You know what I'm talking about, the 1 pixel torch hook shot.
Oh boy, did you just call it pixel? I could start ranting now about that it's not a pixel, because the game does not think in pixels.
What is it that, inform me, I'm interested. You've now piqued my curiosity, and there isn't going to be much going on for Sam's side for a little bit.
So yeah, the game... So pixels is just what eventually is visible on the screen, right? The game calculates the pixels displayed, but for positioning and stuff and like that, the game handles that in different kind of units. It's So you could say it's
what would
units
those
away.
units be? Oh, it's just
Yeah.
known as units. It's just known as units. Okay.
Yeah, actually, pixel perfect or something like that, or saying, oh, you only have something pixels for something. In this game, there actually is a case for that, because there's the pictograph box, so you can take photos, and those are based on pixels. So the game takes
you're actually
pixels calculated.
Yeah, you're taking pictures of
Yeah.
pixels, right? Like you have like
Yeah.
it's a certain fit.
Yeah, exactly. And when it comes to SRM, in theory, like it's not realistic, but in theory, you could take really precise pictures that then represents data that can be used for something. Or maybe realistic is if you only need maybe one value or something, then you can maybe make a setup for that, and yeah, then you can call that pixel based or maybe pixel perfect, depending on how precise it is.
Interesting. Well, that's nice to know. I know in TP we have a shot that we call as pixel perfect.
Yeah, it's almost always wrong calling it pixel perfect.
Yeah,
So
but I think it's just like the way like people associate that as the unit of measurement. Like
I mean,
your
it's
Y axis.
always, you know,
It's always it's your units for X and Y, right? That's literally just all it is. Is your how many units for like Y or X you have, in order to like hit that shot.
well, it's also 3-dimensional.
Oh, true. So there's also it's X, Y, Z. My bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know that people talk like that, and I'm just the kind of person who likes to be technically correct, you know. I just have fun being technically correct.
That's very fair. I'm guessing are you a coding major yourself, or?
Yeah, ongoing, I would say.
I would figure with the knowledge. Say I'm doing an older version of Milk Swap right now.
Yeah, looks like it. I think what he does is the older version. There's a new setup that is quite a bit faster. This setup here, I never got this to work, and it also was so scary to me because you don't even kill the beamers.
Yeah, the way the Beamo shoots you for fun.
Yeah. So the new one is not up here. The new one is on the first floor. I would say. Yeah, that's called the first floor.
Yeah, Gunzer, that's known as a milk jump. That's the SCC milk jump, which saves using which most like there's two methods of getting up there. Well, actually there's multiple methods of getting up to the top. One being bomb hovering, which is just way too many explosives. The other being recoil or like many mega flips, stuff like that. And then the third method is milk jump. This is very, very good.
What's the first method?
It is not only JP. You can just straight up hover with a lot of explosives. You can just hover.
Yeah, blast.
It is a long hover and it's way too many.
What you also can do, I know many people don't know this, but there's a song, I think it's called Elegy of Emptiness.
No, that method doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
You can use that to spawn these statues, and it almost looks as if it is intended.
Also, only JP.
It's
not only JP. That's English too. Milk jump exists in both. Right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any difference. Even on PAL, like I've done some testing on PAL.
I was like, a lot of the hook shots, like glitches, are all just they go through all of them.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool. That's consistent, at least. Yo, ZSR2, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everyone.
Hello. Sam had some trouble there getting this clip through the sunblock.
Yeah, had to go over and get a bomb drop just to make sure that he was safe on bomb drop.
So this is pretty scary if you run low bombs and then fail this weird shot here, like Sam even did.
Oh, he's in the wall, isn't he?
This is so annoying when this happens. And getting hit by the Majora.
Does he need more bombs or is he good? Oh, he got a bomb tag right there, so he's literally fine.
I don't even know
yeah,
what the minimum is.
Yeah, actually, for that milk jump it's a bit precise of movement and shit like that. But like,
yeah, so there's tutorials by ADR. So the newest version, I think, has a decent tutorial. Well, if you have never done too much, or if you don't have that much experience with glitches in general, then maybe it's not that easy. I don't know.
It's on a weird scale. It's like, I wouldn't say it's the most difficult thing out there, but like it is pretty precise. A lot of its movement's precise. The boulder on the newest method, the boulder is like you have to get the backflip very, very precisely right, followed by the initial lineup, followed by the final shot.
What I think is not mentioned in like the newer tutorials is the theory about milk swap in general. So I myself was involved a little bit in the research of milk swap, and yeah, there are so many basic things that are just normal to me that I don't even think about. So maybe if you just learn from that tutorial, maybe it's going to be harder. Am I still connected? I heard a disconnect sound.
Yeah, you're good. You're still here. I still hear you. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, hello.
Was there a disconnect in this channel? No, everything's here.
Oh, it wasn't any one of us. I wasn't paying attention. Did Sam get the fast death warp?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He actually did like perfect.
Nice.
Like literally the last frame of the bomb, it was like big red explode.
Oh.
That's final frame, right? Is like that final big red right there.
Yeah.
That
you can still open the chest after that. So you open the chest on the same frame that the bomb explodes, and that actually gives you invincibility frames, and you don't get it at all. It's the most annoying thing. I mean, it's better than dying too early, but also not
true. It does save more time than dying too early. Very true.
Yeah, it has happened to me way too often, dying too early. That's
very good recoil is doing this. You're welcome in, Ricky. I know there's a sword recoil that you can do there too instead.
Yeah, I used that when I ran on N64.
I like the bomb. I literally I struggle so much with sword recoils off of walls. I'm so much better with like just doing like bomb recoils. It's weird to me, like that sword recoil has always been something that's been painful for me. I did it like the first time I ever tried it, I got it. Oh, and every other time after I haven't. I just whiff it. We have another milk jump, and there we go. That's Avijo going for the newer version of milk jump.
Nice. With the new setup, I usually don't get jumps that go so high. Before the new setup, I had my own setup that I made that was pretty damn slow, but it was super safe and consistent. And that one also always got a really high jump. Yeah, Avijo doing the safe strat here for the sunblock. So you just have to enter the room with going through the door on the left side, and then you just hold the bomb above your head for a few frames and drop it with a shield, and that puts the bomb in the perfect position.
Wait a minute. Samp with that, like, I'm pretty sure that was a one odd cycle on the blue right there. That was very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, one cycle blue. Not the hardest thing, but yeah, also not it's also not trivial.
It's not the easiest, and it definitely can be quite difficult. You can't one cycle red with 5 arrows, can you? I definitely don't think you have the time.
I think with light arrows, it's technically not possible. I don't know. You definitely
it's
can
too-
hit 10 if you get the best pattern. Like it's RNG which pattern you get here. If you get the good pattern, you can get one cycle red with normal arrows. I don't know if it's possible with light arrows.
Light arrows just have such long delay before you can use another one. It's brutal.
With
I'm
ice
not
arrows.
gonna lie, Samp is kind of just on fire with these shots though.
Oh, yeah.
Like he missed
That's
2
so
shots.
That was a
2
good
shots in that whole fight. That was a very, very good fight. All very, very quick. Unfortunately, Avijo not getting any bomb drops. Unfortunate. That's really gonna slow him down. Unfortunate part of this run, and this is actually, I know, one of the biggest like downers to this route is this part right here. Having
Not
to
only this,
cycle
yeah.
through.
Also, bomb drops later when you want to go to the clock tower, which Sam is doing exactly now. Sam needs to go to Terminal Field, also hoping for a bomb drop. Yeah, basically the same thing. You can lose a lot of time if you get unlucky. So those Majora rounds, you have actually a 9 in 16 drop chance, so it's more likely for them to drop a bomb than not dropping a bomb.
How is it 9 and 16? Like,
Yeah,
who
that's
got
just-
the math on that? I don't know. Like,
I mean,
that is so
the
interesting.
drops are always something in 16, so basically 16 things.
Okay, that's kind of
for
interesting.
everything.
I didn't know that drops were based off like always a 16 there.
Yeah. And in Ocarina of Time, actually, it's 8 in 16 or 50-50. Or, okay, Nadrions don't exist, but there are many things that go from the same drop table, like it's Nadrions, BMOS.
He didn't
What
mean to
is
drop
that?
down there, did he? Oh no, he killed the Baba wrong, so he had to go back and kill it correctly.
Yeah.
Got his bomb drop. All right, you know, smooth sailing. He's able to get out.
Yeah, not too bad luck.
Unfortunately, being slow on some of these shots though on Gyro Master, you have to shoot pretty quickly to make sure that you are.
Arrow Master sometimes, not always, but sometimes it's just so stupid for no reason. Like, RNG sometimes is so weird that the fight... I don't know, just some really weird stuff happens. Okay, are you playing it safe?
That is
Not
really
playing fast
unfortunate.
enough? Oh no, failed it. Yeah, you need 4 bombs to hover in there. So you can waste 1 bomb. You don't want to waste 1 bomb because 1 is used for super slide on the moon, but yeah, that wouldn't be the worst if you just waste 1 bomb. Okay, got
You know, you kind
lucky
of
with the second drop.
ironically, sometimes you can get stuck in that field looking for bombs for a while. You can get some really unfortunate.
I missed PB earlier because of that bomb RNG. I lost 40 seconds to that.
I'm not gonna lie, even how me just playing, I've had times where I've looked for a bomb drop there and I've gone through like that field of Termina twice without getting it. Most of the grass patches, like collecting, Goron rolling through, and doesn't Goron have increased chances on bomb drop?
Sorry, I just saw Sam doing something that looked like a what's it called? Staircase hammer? Wait, how did that work? Maybe I'm just hallucinating. I don't know what that was. What was the question?
I said, don't like, depending on your form or transformation you are, there are different chances for or different rates of drops.
Yeah, there's a thing called mask drop, equivalent to Ocarina of Time's H drop. So for human that is arrows, for Deku it's hearts. Wait, no, for Deku it's green rupee. For Zora it's hearts, and for Goron it is magic.
Okay.
But yeah, nothing bombs. And also there's a thing called a flex drop, but the conditions for the flex drop to become bombs are never met in this category. So the first flex drop option is if you have more than 5 hearts, which already requires at least 6 heart containers, and yeah, you only can get one extra containers. So yeah, that's already over.
Interesting the amount of intricacies that are in this game. Also, Samp is now in his like 4-minute break cutscene. He gets to go do whatever he wants for this period of time.
So what did I mean to say? Oh yeah, in Ocarina of Time, the age drops are arrows for adults and slingshot seeds for a child. Just in case anybody wanted to know that.
The ups and downs of having such a long cutscene here. It's kind of crazy. I think it's nice to have like a little like intermission before the end of the game, especially when like in this game for like the final fight is hard. Majora isn't that easy. You can lose a lot of time. Dying Majora is literally like catastrophically bad in terms of time loss.
Also good twin mode for Avio. Dude, I got my best ever twin mode earlier, and it's so sad that I couldn't PB with that.
It's okay. More runs come. Vico unfortunately missing the first shot and getting RNG'd by Twin Mold right after. This is kind of a bad position to be in. This fight is brutal, actually. I think this is one of the weird things that is very hard for like beginner. Oh, he shot red with a red arrow. Red tanked it. Red tanked it for blue. What is the damage on that?
That's 2 damage, so like a normal arrow. So yeah, not the normal damage for elemental arrows is 4. 2 for a normal arrow. And then on the opposite color twin mold, it is 6.
5, right? 6. Is it 5 or 6?
Yeah, it's 6, but yeah, same color twin molds, it's actually only half the damage, like a normal arrow. Oh, that's so unfortunate, missing these light arrows. But yeah, the advantage of normal is you can shoot in much quicker succession. Which is also the reason why technically light arrows are slower. But yeah, they are a lot easier. All right.
We have one person exiting Twin Mold, another person entering the moon, and the final boss. Even though it might look like, oh, you know, they're not too far apart from each other, unfortunately, Stamp is a 4-minute cutscene ahead.
Avio did not press text in time.
Wait, there's like, is that like a small window? I had no clue.
It's not that small actually, but yeah. If you miss it, you have to watch the cutscene. Or if you accidentally reset without saving, then that's the worst case. You just have to do the entire cycle again. Yeah, I don't know.
That probably means you reset the game. At that point, you probably... I know in a race you keep going, but in most cases, you'd be like, all right, yeah, that's
yeah, of course.
Unfixable one.
Again, the normal run, that's for sure a reset. Oh. I don't know, did Avio hit the Milk Road Owl? because that is the best backup. If you have that out, you can just sort to Milk Road. And yeah, farm Deku Stick and maybe bombs if you still need bombs. But yeah, if you don't have that hour, I think best backup is just playing Song of Time.
It feels like it's been ages since I've seen this cutscene, actually.
For me, it's not been that long because that mistake is something that has happened to me in the past. And yeah, Samp got Mask down. Pretty simple strat to use Zora fins and hit Mask from behind. And hit
that
3 light arrows with 1 other attack. When will Pope Squidward's next match be?
There's not posted. There's no postings on the next match.
Yeah, not planned yet. Trying the restun with quick spins. That's also interesting.
Is he gonna shoot it?
Ah.
Actually, I find that quick spinning is way easier on that fight anyway.
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, no, it's not easier, dude. But I don't know.
Just find because of it's definitely slower, isn't it?
I don't know actually.
I find it easier because you have to delay the timing of when the quick spins in order for it to actually you have to delay the final quick spins timing. Or for it to re-knock him down. Without great spin, it's a lot worse to get the re-knock down, right? To catch it.
Yeah, that might be. I mean, I suck hard at quick spinning in general, so for me, you don't have to ask me. So yeah, that's time for Samp. That's where power crouch steps are so powerful.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, if you have, for example, stored power crouch steps and then do spins, you would have to slash with your Deku Stick again. I mean, it always depends. Yeah.
I mean, it really depends on how much damage you have on it, right? If you're going for a re-knockdown, then
I mean,
depending on how much you have done,
you need to at least do that for Wrath. You want PCS for Wrath.
Yeah, you would 100% do, just so that you can walk up and then do 10. Do your 10 power crouch steps and it's over.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, if you do spins and no PCS at all for Incarnation, then yeah.
I still like how this cutscene just looks a little odd when you hover in here in the morning.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you see that for the first time as a casual player, that you can go there during the daytime.
Yo, GG to Sam. Amazing job. He's already done streaming. He is gone.
Oh boy. No time for interview then, it looks like.
Maybe. I mean, if he would like to come in, if he's in chat, if you'd like to come in for an interview, it'd be great to get to talk to you. You did an amazing job today. It'd be really fun to get to hear some of your insight on how you feel about your run.
Oh yeah. Alright.
He declined, not feeling too good. Well, I hope he feels better. I'm sorry to hear that. Get some good rest and amazing job today on the run. We are now entering our next 5-minute cutscene. Dirk, when is our next commentary?
Yeah, 20 minutes. So
Oh my goodness.
for me that's midnight. It's yay.
We gotta. We're in the hustle today, aren't we? We're on a. Oh.
It's going to be fun. Hey.
And actually, both owners have done amazing. They both given an amazing performance today. Actually, let me go check Avijo's time right now according to PB. I do not remember his exact time, but is he on PB pace? Avijo's current PV is the wrong category. Let me go all dungeons restricted.
146 something. But yeah, if this is still PB pace, I don't know actually.
I mean, we're like
I never know how long this cutscene is. It's probably PB pace though.
It is genuinely like 4 minutes, and I think we're a minute in. We're a minute and a half in.
Dude, I never know.
It's just
like
a long.
Other people know this so well.
Avijo's not even here. He's probably getting a snack as we speak.
Yeah. Do you know how people say, "Oh, I for the first time got an ocarina time of 60 minutes something," and I am like, dude, I don't memorize those times. What do I know when people usually get ocarina?
I agree with you. It's really hard. Like coming from TP, a lot of people will memorize certain times. The only one I've really been able to get in my head is like cage break, because that's in the first 4 minutes. It's like, what was your cage break? Is it sub 4 or above 4, right? If it's sub 4, then it's like, oh, that's really good, right? If it's above 4, it's like, eh.
Yeah, okay, for me, yeah, I guess HMS is something that I know.
The rest, though, like, some people can, like, they can see, like, the start of a phase and be like, I can tell you exactly when this will end, right? Or, like, the predicted time by entering Hyrule Castle. I'm like, how?
Mm-hmm.
My mind just does not memorize those numbers.
What is this emote? Nice emote, too.
The emote is actually, it's blessed.
Holy moly. Yeah, I think this is maybe still PB pace, at least to compared to the time on speedrun.com.
Yeah. Actually, his timer and speedrun.com's timer is like literally lined up perfectly.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, they're like literally milliseconds off.
Oh, maybe he's just restreaming his PB. Imagine. Dude. That would be so ridiculous.
Oh my. You know, I mean, only one person could effectively do that and win the tournament off of it, you know?
Yeah.
But it would start to look a little suspicious somewhere in there, you know? You'd be like, you know, I feel like he's failed this exact same small segment every single time.
Yeah, we should maybe take a closer look. Well, actually, you could technically win the tournament with any run, because it's not said that anybody during any race has a time as good as world record or close to world record.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, anyway.
Alright, we got another Majora fight. Get your arrows. Go get your arrows, probably. He's got
not getting arrows. Yeah, technically 10 are enough if you get lucky.
That's fine.
And you can also get the pot later.
Yeah, but getting pot later is like way more hectic.
Yeah. Also, it can happen that Majora is hitting that pot, or at least Wrath can hit that pot. I think Mask also. I don't know.
I don't know. Mask is really weird. Like this phase of the fight is like really easy, and there's like I still find it funny that like one of the moves doesn't even do damage to you. Like the spin move doesn't do damage, and I'm like,
it can deal damage. It's really weird. I still don't know when it doesn't. Maybe it has. Maybe it depends on your angle. Like if she hits you from the front, I think it doesn't do damage. But when she comes from behind, then it can do damage. So Avio did something you don't want to happen. When the second phase of the fight started, the mask was kind of in the middle of the arena, really far away. So optimally you don't want to hit the mask. From a direction that he would hit her right into the center of the arena.
Yeah, you would like to hit her into one of the corners so that when you go into this phase, you'll be in a corner where the mask will technically be like in an off-screen state where they're on like what? They're not active. They're not like genuinely pursuing out and they won't shoot you.
Yeah.
If they're like off the screen, you're pointed away. They won't really shoot at you at all.
Yeah, it has to do with the facing direction. If you they can't even be on screen with the camera. It depends on the direction that Link is facing.
So it's kind of like Booze, like from Mario, where like they're only active if like.
Oh, I don't know about Boost from Mario. Wait, which enemy is that? Oh, the ghost. Yeah.
Yeah, the ghost where if you're looking their direction, it's like the opposite of it though. It's like
yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
And he's in a good spot now. He's actually in a spot where they won't be shooting him. Probably.
What's pretty stupid in the Japanese version is mask transformations. Turn Link to where the camera is. So like you look in the direction of the camera. So it can happen that just this small moment of the mask transition.
By the way, because of that mask phase being like that was a lot of time lost to shenanigans happening. Each laser transition is like really, really long, and there's not much you can do to hit him during that. Also, bad RNG here. PB is sadly dead because Raph's cutscene is like a good Raph's cutscene takes a little. It's not that bad, but. Four arrows left.
Yeah, for with light arrows you only need one because Wrath is not dodging light arrows. Actually, is Speed?
Wait, I thought Wrath can dodge light arrows.
Really close.
Can Wrath not dodge light arrows?
No, Wrath does not dodge light arrows. All the other arrows, but not light arrows. However, it can be an advantage to make her jump away. Actually, this is still a PB. This is still a PB if this is... Yeah.
Wow, that's actually crazy. Yo, Avijo, I'm amazed. I thought Wrath was actually a bit longer of a cutscene. I thought it was actually doomed. You proved me wrong, and I'm very happy about it.
Nice. Unless the PB time here on speedrun.com is outdated. That can, of course, also be.
On splits, it shows 146.26, and I'm pretty sure like he split it off at the end correctly. I'm pretty sure he forgot to end it off on race time a little bit. GG.
Yo. Do we maybe get an interview from Avio or Avijo or what? However this name's pronounced.
Honestly, he will come in here and immediately I would like to know how it's meant to be said. And my mind will be much happier. On their way, let's go. Ricky on the mission right now.
Question is ZSR stuff here to
we actually don't have that much time. Like, you and me don't have on the clock right now. We're about to be on the clock in like.
Well, in 10 minutes.
Honestly, are you fine letting me go get like something to eat like in between?
Yeah.
Like I mean, like you take a little bit.
I mean, I was late for the first stream, so we can let you be late for the second stream.
Let's go.
One moment, real fast. Regarding the next race, I mean, we are struggling to get a restreamer for it, so don't stress too much about it. We're trying to figure it out right now.
Oh.
Gotcha. But keep us updated. We're right
Will do.
here, you know? The thing that was actually really, those were two really good performances to see. Like Sam actually performed super well throughout that whole entire run. Very clean from the moment at the start, just with a couple of pretty unfortunate mistakes here and there that led to like major time loss. Sadly, one of them is like Zora swimming to what's it called?
Oh, that was yeah. I don't.
That was like what 5 or 6 void outs on that. Like that's a lot of time loss.
Yeah,
that was a lot of time loss.
I would have not gone for that after the second void. Yo, hello.
And his run was really good. Oh, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? Yeah.
Okay,
was
that was
the
race,
PB?
Yeah, this is actually a PB. This is like my third finish run ever, so yeah, easy PB.
That's crazy. You
third run,
shown that
not too bad.
You're
yeah,
you're very good with this game. I was gonna say I'm excited because like I'm pretty sure you can already tell you can PB this easily again.
Yeah, I know actually, and that's pretty surprising because I didn't know I could lower my time this far. So yeah, I'm happy to see which time I get in the future. But yeah, GG to Sample. I understand he can make it here, so GG to him. He played really well. I was watching the race and he real good.
Yeah, Sample's performance was pretty solid.
Yeah, he had very minor mistakes throughout his run. Like that was extremely solid pace for a lot of it. I mean, both of you did very good landing a lot of your tricks. No one getting really hard stuck in an area. Things went very good.
Also, I want to point out something. In the last cutscene skip for the last giant, I missed the A button.
Oh yeah, we noticed. Wait, you missed it? Like, did you like?
Yeah, I missed it. Like, I tried to press it, but I pressed like nothing.
And, dude, the exact same thing happened to me earlier for HMS. I just pressed next to the button somehow.
Yeah, and I was about to reset the console, so yeah, that's pretty lucky as well.
Oh boy.
I'm pretty happy that you at least noticed. You were like, oh wait a second, because that would have been Ooh.
Yeah. Also, I want to thank to all the guys who show up on my chat. I love you guys. We're really fun.
You had a bunch of people in here cheering you on the whole entire time and being very friendly to the competitor too, Sam.
Yeah.
So,
love you guys.
Yeah. Okay, well, how was your name pronounced?
Avijo or whatever. Avijo. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay, because like I at least swapped like 6 times during this.
Me too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty common. GG to Sample again, and yeah, I really enjoyed the race, and I still have one more race at least, so yeah, I will join this tournament, and I hope we see more of Majora's Mask. Sure.
Yeah, definitely. We are. I'm not kidding when we say like trying to make this into an annual thing. Though we don't know if it will be this category. It will probably be based off of popularity and maybe votes from the community to see like which one would people like to see. But definitely like we should be seeing this come around the same time next year for sure. Maybe a bit earlier in the summer, so that we like before the school semester starts for a lot of people. But we're happy to have you guys. Thank you for participating because that's what makes this good. It's what makes these possible.
And thanks to you as well for the commentators. You, well, I didn't hear anything, but I'm sure you did a pretty good job.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the question right now is, are we getting another restream for
the race in like 2 minutes?
Yeah, it's not looking good. Race room's not even open yet, but we will see. Am I good to wrap this one up?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think we were
Okay.
pretty good. Any last words you want to say, Avijo?
Well, no, nothing at all. Again, thank you to all you guys, and yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. So with that, we're gonna go and wrap this up. Thank you to Avijo, and Sam for the race. Thank you to KM Keaton and Lucas for the awesome commentary. At the moment, we're going to go ahead and raid ZSR2. They're starting up a Link to the Past Randomizer Cross Keys match. It's not looking good for the next MoonCrash match, but cross your fingers, we have a last minute sign up. And we will see you all later. Hope you had a good time, everybody, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Bye.